Alright, man. Welcome back to the video. As always, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment today. Y'all see what we're doing. We trying to see what happened to Taco Fall. Now I know Taco Fall is probably one of the most likable people in the NBA, and I know he's in the G League now, but he doesn't even really get minutes. And when he did win the Celtics, he came in late in the game, no garbage minutes. And I truly do believe that if Taco really got the opportunity and the right training, Taco could be a solid role player. But he's just in the league and people see his height and he's like a spectacle. But it is what it is. We can come here and see what happens. What happened to Tacko Fall. As always, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's just hop straight into it. This should be a good video.
Is the kind of guy everybody loves to see him play. He literally gets a standing ovation when he just steps onto the court.
Yep.
He's 7'5", and he's one of the tallest players in NBA history and has great
Tacko
potential.
has a nasty jump shot, though.
The Boston Celtics are in need of a big man, and Tacko Fall is on their roster. He hardly gets any playing time, and he needs more minutes on the court to expand his game. Today, we will be discussing why everyone skipped on him in the draft, why he hasn't been getting much playing time, and why he should be getting more. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button to get quality NBA content, and best of all, to join this amazing basketball family. Let's go back in time to the 2019 NBA draft. Scouts saw his potential. He's able to block shots and dunk with ease due to his sheer height.
Yeah, that battle that Zion and Tacko had when UCF played Duke was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Height and size. If he misses a shot, he is still right there and can easily get his own rebound to put it back up again. Players can throw the ball up in the air to Tacko, and he'd be able to just catch it above his defenders' heads thanks to his 10 feet, 2.5 inch standing reach.
That's crazy.
He can literally grab the rim without leaving the ground. That's how tall he is. So if he can do this, then why did no one draft him? NBA teams were really worried about his play outside of the paint and on the defensive end. Tacko would average 56% from the free throw line in his rookie season at UCF, but that would decline to 36% in his final year.
And what happened,
That's
Tacko?
literally 6% worse than the lowest NBA record set by Wayne Wallace, shooting the ball at 42% from the charity
Of course,
stripe.
it's Ben Wallace.
Throughout college, he didn't take a single three-pointer, and the defense was able to slack off of him. He would simply get the ball near the basket and finish at the rim. He was always very hard to guard because of his size, but teams wanted a diverse game, and he didn't have that. Other big men in the league have succeeded without much of a three-point shot, but times are changing.
Yeah, true. You really do need to be able to shoot just a little bit.
All the top big men in the league have a good three-point shot, and if they don't, that's what's holding them back. Anthony Davis has a respectful three-point shot. Nikola
We don't talk about
Jokic
AD around here.
Joel Embiid isn't really amazing, but you can't leave him completely wide open. Defenders bite for his lethal pump fake from three-point range too. And Karl Anthony Towns is arguably the best shooting big man in history.
Yep.
Kristaps Porzingis is great too. But you might say, hey Preston, what about Giannis? Well, that's what's holding him back in this modern era of basketball. You can't leave him totally wide open like Ben Simmons or something, but teams are still able to build a wall and stop him. They are also able to slack off of him a bit, which helps the other team defensively.
But Giannis been pulling
Rudy Gobert is a top 5 center in the league, and his jump shot is what's holding him back too.
What's going on with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell? Y'all let me know.
Defenses just don't slack off of him. They just leave him totally wide open. He doesn't even contemplate taking a three-pointer when he's out there. He just pretends he doesn't even see the rim when he's outside of the paint. This is by far the biggest flaw in Gobert's game, and that's why he isn't successful on the offensive end. Many NBA teams looked at his lack of a three-point shot and lack of a diverse offense and passed up on Tacko Fall. He would no doubt be one of the best shot blockers in the league, but due to his height, he would be very slow. The league is changing, and big centers aren't really as important as they once were. One of the most successful small ball lineups is the Warriors with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala. This team has great defensive versatility and stretches the floor way past the three-point line. Teams struggle to defend a lineup like this, especially if you have a huge and slow center. Since then, more and more teams have been having their own small ball lineups. Last year, PJ Tucker was the starting center.
Yeah, you're like you don't even really see like traditional big men no more. Like there's only a few teams that's still doing that, and the team that's doing it the best is definitely the Cavs team this year, where they're running 3 7-footers on the court at the same time. Everybody thought it was crazy when they said that, but it's actually working for him. So yeah,
Center for the Houston Rockets, and he's 6'5". This is a very tough task for Tacko Fall to defend, as he is much slower than many small players, and they can just blow right by him. Rudy Gobert is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and teams make it look easy to exploit his weakness on
potentially
defense.
3.
He is unbelievable in the paint, but when you draw him out, he just can't keep up. Guards can get a switch on him, and despite his height, he's just too slow to keep up with them. This is what many people are scared will happen to Tacko Fall, except it'll happen at a much bigger scale. Tacko Fall hasn't been getting any quality playing time at all. He's only been playing at the end of games when the Celtics are like up 20 points with like 4 minutes left and the game's pretty much over already. Of the 19 games that the Celtics played, Tacko Fall's only played in 4 of
Tacko
these
has
games,
a nasty jump
and
shot.
these were just blowouts. Take a look at the final scores. His game just isn't modernized to the expectations of the current NBA. This is why everyone passed on him in the draft, and why he hasn't gotten any quality playing time. I think just because you don't play like other big men in the NBA doesn't mean you can't succeed. Like, I see what many people are saying, and there's no way around the defensive exploitations, but there are ways to mitigate it. There are things he can't control, but there are also things he can control. Like, he can't control how tall he is, and problems arise with that. What he can control is his lateral quickness and his stamina to mitigate the issue. Somehow, this doesn't happen to Kristaps Porzingis, and Tacko Fall can take the measures needed for the problem to be as small as possible.
First of all, the man is 7'7". There's nothing this man could do that's gonna change that. This man is completely 7'7", man.
Tacko is only 3 inches
if
taller
Tacko's
than
given the opportunity,
Kristaps,
I think he'll be a
crazy to
decent
say.
center.
But it does mean that this doesn't have to be a huge problem. There will always be players that will get by him, but he can lower the amount of people. The De'Aaron Foxes, Russell Westbrooks, John Walls, and John Morants will always get by him, as they do with many other defenders, but Fall can eliminate the above-average guards from blowing by him. When it comes to his shooting, I don't think that will be too much of an issue. Like, it's still going to be a problem, and it's going to limit how much he can do, but I don't think it's as bad as many people make it out to be. Of course, it will limit how much he can do on offense, but he would just simply be unstoppable. As long as you don't have a star player that can't shoot either, like Ben Simmons or Rudy Gobert, I think it could work out pretty well. His standing reach would be above the rim, which means he can just catch lobs and passes with ease and finish near the rim. And if he doesn't make the shot, well, he can just simply get his own rebound due to his size. When time is running out on the clock, teams can just pass it up to Tacko and let him put it up. The amazing thing about being so tall is not only the fact that he can shoot over anyone, but when he is...
Isn't Tacko like super smart too? Like, didn't he want to be like a scientist or something? I remember seeing something like that.
Close to the basket, the rim is so much closer to him and his release point. This is part of the reason why he had the highest effective field goal percentage in college basketball history. A lot of players that are above 7'1" are really skinny, so skinny to the point where some small power forwards can back them down. Manute Bol was 7'7" and weighed 192 pounds. Literally, Kyrie Irving weighs more than that, and he's 194. Tacko Fall isn't even that skinny for his height, and falls alongside players like Yao Ming and Kristaps Porzingis. Yao Ming was 7'6" and weighed 311 pounds.
Hey, Yao was
Kristaps
a big man.
Porzingis is 7'3" and weighs 240 pounds. Both of these players never got pushed around and can hold their ground. Tacko Fall falls in between these two, standing at 7'5" and weighs 311 pounds.
But the thing about that though is, Kristaps can shoot the ball. We all know that. But Yao Ming's skill level was like through the roof. Like, Yao Ming was a different breed of like giant when it comes to basketball.
Tacko Fall also has an underrated IQ. He has great positioning on the court and knows where to be at the right times. He is a player that does what his coaches ask from him, and coaches love that. He knows his role and plays it fairly well. And he's also a nice person. He's barely played any games in the league, and he's already a fan favorite. In his rookie season, when he only played 7 games, he was literally ranked 6th in All-Star voting among the East backcourt players, with almost a million total fan votes.
He was an All-Star?
The fans love him, his coaches love him, and his teammates love him. Just listen to what his teammate Jaylen Brown has to say about him.
You know, being able to spend time with Tacko and Ennis, those are probably the 2 guys I've spent the most time with here. You know, just hanging out, having dinner, or hanging out by the pool, or whatever. And those are 2 great guys, man. I think Tacko has an enormous amount of potential in that he's just gotten better since he's been a part of the Celtic organization.
Tacko Fall has a lot of potential as he is a project. He entered the league a lot later than many other people, as he is in his 2nd season and is already 25 years old. He still has potential to be an important piece coming off the bench for the Celtics. In order to do this, I think Boston should be giving him more playing time for him to develop his game. There's no better way for a player to get better besides putting him on the court and for him to gain experience.
If I haven't noticed yet, that this is an older video. He was traded to the Cavs, and now he's on the Cavs G League team, which I think is one of the worst G League teams, in like the G League. But yeah, this is an old video. I had to update y'all.
And he hasn't really been getting much of an opportunity. And when he does, he feels the need to prove himself to get more minutes because he plays so little. He fits relatively well with the Celtics timeline, being only a couple years older than the core of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think he should be playing around 15 minutes a game to give him experience, but not taking too much minutes away from other players. I don't think he'll ever be a starter on the Celtics, but I do think he could become a great center coming off the bench, and that is an expectation he can definitely live up to. As I stated earlier, big men aren't as important to teams as they once were, but change always happens in the NBA. Before, people didn't think guards, especially point guards, could lead your team to a championship. Now guards are arguably the most important piece to the championship roster. Before, the three-point shot was barely used, and the three-point shot slowly became more popular, but Stephen Curry revolutionized that. He literally changed how the game was played. Now you have players shooting from the logo. Players like Steph, Dame, Trey are all doing this on a night-to-night basis. And LeBron has never been labeled as a shooter, and he's doing this. Just 10 to 15 years ago, this would be considered a terrible shot, and coaches would get mad at you. Now players are working to get up there. Change can always be made to the game of basketball, and that's what makes it so amazing. We haven't really gotten a super dominant big man since Dwight Howard in Orlando, but what if there's a resurgence of the big man? I'm not sure how likely that is, but the way Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic are playing this season, there could be a change. A freakish athlete like Tacko Fall could maybe change a few things about the league. I don't know, but if it does happen, that would be amazing. Tacko Fall has the physical attributes that no one else has in the NBA. The fans, his coaches, his teammates, and the media all love Tacko Fall. He's one of the nicest players in the league, and his teammates love being around him. He does need to improve his stamina and lateral quickness, so there is room for improvement. His freakish height and wingspan are tools that can make him unstoppable down low and on the glass. Right now, he hasn't been getting much of an opportunity to put his skills on display and develop his game. He hasn't really found a spot on the Celtics roster, even though they are in need of a big man. If he continues to develop his game, I can see him gaining a quality spot on the roster, even if it's on the bench, and being a force down low for the Boston Celtics. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Alright, man. So honestly, the sad truth with Tacko is he probably won't be become a role player or nothing like that. And it's crazy because I think if Tacko really had development and a good team around him and given opportunity, he probably could be like actually like a quality center. But the sad truth is that's probably never gonna happen. But yeah, man, if y'all enjoyed that, as always, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'm gonna catch you next video. We out of here. Peace.